The Valerian ambassador extended the challenge with supreme confidence. In their culture, disputes between species were settled through sanctioned combat, a tradition that had governed galactic law for millennia. The Valorians, standing nearly 3 meters tall with reinforced exoskeletons and 4 powerful limbs, were considered among the most formidable warriors in known space. They had chosen a human as their opponent. Specifically, they had chosen Lieutenant Commander Marcus Stone, a human soldier stationed at the neutral outpost of Kepler Station. The reason for the challenge was trivial, a trade dispute that had escalated into a matter of honor. Stone had been selected almost randomly, identified simply as a human military officer. The Valerian commanders believed they had already won. Stone entered the arena with measured steps, his physical frame dwarfed by the towering alien warrior before him. The assembled delegates from 100 worlds watched from the observation galleries. Bets were already being placed. The odds against the human were astronomical. "Before we begin," the Valerian champion announced, his mandibles clicking with amusement, "know that your species' weakness will be evident within moments. This will not be a battle. It will be an exhibition of superiority." Stone said nothing. He simply closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He thought of Earth. He thought of every human who had ever suffered and survived. He thought of his sister, who had been killed during the initial Valerian aggression that prompted this outpost's establishment. He thought of every moment of loss, every moment of injustice, every moment where his species had been underestimated and dismissed. And he opened his eyes. The change was immediate and visceral. Those watching gasped. Stone's entire physiology transformed. His breathing became heavy and controlled. His muscles tensed with coiled potential. His eyes blazed with an intensity that transcended mere determination. It was pure, undiluted rage. The Valerian champion hesitated, sensing something fundamentally wrong with the situation. Stone moved. Humans possessed no natural weapons. They had no exoskeletons, no multiple limbs, no venom or toxins. But they possessed something far more lethal, an ability to translate rage into focused, devastating action. Stone ducked beneath the Valorian's first strike and drove his fist upward with all the force his frame could generate. The alien warrior staggered back, shocked that the fragile human had landed a blow. "Impossible," the champion snarled. "You are weak." "You're right," Stone growled, his voice barely human. "I am weak. My species is weak. We have no natural advantages. No armor. No strength that compares to yours." He pressed forward, his movements sharp and precise. Where the Valerian relied on raw power and size, Stone relied on technique and fury. He struck joints where the exoskeleton was thinnest. He moved with the desperate precision of a predator that had survived 1,000 years by outthinking stronger prey. "But weakness teaches lessons," Stone continued, breathing heavily as he fought. "It teaches us to be creative. Ruthless. Unstoppable." The Valerian attempted a crushing grab. Stone slipped beneath it, drove his elbow into the alien's midsection, and followed with a strike that would have hospitalized a lesser opponent. The gallery fell silent. The Valerian champion was actually being pushed back. "Every human child learns this," Stone said, his rage burning hotter with each moment. "When you are weaker, you fight smarter. You fight dirtier. You fight like you have nothing to lose because often, we don't." The Valerian made a desperate lunge. Stone sidestepped and drove his knee upward with such force that the alien's breath left his body in a gasping wheeze. "My sister died because your people thought we were beneath them," Stone said, and his voice was ice and fire combined. "Every human on this station would die without hesitation to protect each other. We don't fight because we're strong. We fight because surrender means extinction. We fight because rage, true rage, the kind born from loss and injustice, transforms us into something far more dangerous than any biological advantage." The Valerian champion fell to one knee, his exoskeleton cracked in multiple places, his breathing labored. Stone stood over him, fists clenched, breathing like a bellows. The rage still burned in his eyes, barely contained, terrifyingly focused. "Do you understand now?" Stone asked. "Why humans are dangerous? It is not what we are. It is what we become when we have nothing left to lose." The Valerian made no move to continue. The medical team rushed into the arena and began tending to the defeated champion. As Stone left the arena, the observation gallery erupted in chaos. The Valerian delegation sat in stunned silence. Species that had seen Stone as merely a weak primitive had just witnessed something far more terrifying than superior strength. They had witnessed the rage of a species that refused to be conquered. Later that night, Stone sat alone in his quarters, the fury finally draining from his body. His hands shook as he looked at a photograph of his sister. "We won, Sarah," he whispered. "We always win. Because we have to." Outside, on Kepler Station, every human soldier stood a little taller. Word had spread through their ranks like wildfire. They had not just won a duel. They had shown the galaxy what rage really looked like.